aka Professional High Priestess, and I'm here to do the a full moon reading for the full moon in Libra tonight. I did state that I was going to be doing once a month readings with homework and meditation on my Patreon, and I'm still going to do that. So there's going to be an added level to this reading, and I'm just going to post it for those who are on Patreon. You guys know that this month I told you that I decided to hold off until April because it was the end of the month when you guys subscribed, and I want you to get the full bang for your buck. So everyone's getting their refund, or I'll be stopping payment for the next month. So next month will be free, and then you'll still get the content for this month and next month. So I'm gonna put a reading on there, but we'll go ahead and we're gonna be talking a little bit about what this moon means, and then we'll be pulling down some energy too, because Libra is the scales of balance, is justice energy. Libra also rules the seventh house of relationships, right? Long-term partnerships, finances in some ways, and also too. Libra is associated with Ma'at, who is the Egyptian goddess of justice. And Ma'at works hand in hand with Anubis. Down, when you pass, you go down to the underworld, or you go down into their zone, their level, their dimension, and you get your heart weighed against the feather. That's Ma'at energy. When you were living, was your heart lighter than a feather? And Anubis is there, that the guard, standing, waiting for the scales to tip, showing that your heart was in fact lighter or not lighter. And if your heart was not lighter than a feather, they would lead you into something that we call the duat. And in that duat, it's a river basically that they say of shit, and you're supposed to swim through it to get to the other side. Many souls don't make it. Your duration in the duat is all you, and it's a very conscious process. And when you start to get deeper level keys of the streets and go in your meditations, you will even see individuals you can see judgment scenes. You can see people passing through the dua. You will be able to even help certain energies cross past the dua who need just a boost from the spiritual realm, because maybe the way that they passed was traumatic. Like, when you leave the world in certain ways, it can cause a blockage in your memory in order to, move past the dua. So that's kind of like the story of Ma'at. There's a whole lot more, but I just simplified it. So Ma'at has seven principles, and there's truth. That's justice and righteousness, interchangeably. It's propriety, living a life that is honorable and respectful. Do you have propriety? Propriety. Then you have harmony, balance, reciprocity, and order. Those are the values of Ma'at. So this full moon is asking, how can we bring in those values into our space? We'll be talking more about this on the other when I do the other reading, and I'll be giving you guys your homework assignment and materials to read. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a channel message for each sign, or let me just do general, and then let's see if we'll do each sign. I'm going to be pulling on some energy oracles here too. All right, let's look into this. Okay, let's get into this. Give me one moment. All right. So, you hear those sirens out? This full moon, it's all about bringing justice. You know, the moon is the subconscious mind. So we have the moon is the subconscious mind, is the connection to the mother. It's that type of energy. The moon is also it represents the dark mother archetype too, the dark feminine archetype. Those subconscious waters, the feminine mysteries. Now, this moon being in the seventh house of relationships, this is illuminating to us subconsciously what are some of the patterns and habits that we've had in relationships that are causing issues for us, and how are we showing up in relationships too. And this is just irregardless, because I know sometimes for those of you who are targeted individuals or gang stalked, or you just have karmics in your life or whatever, sometimes when you're so used to being bullied, you forget to like your own like okay shortcomings and pitfalls in your relationships. So that's also something that's happening as well. For those other individuals though who definitely know that they've been on the side of imbalance though, creating it, there's a deeper awareness of why, what's driving their behaviors. Or this is also to the moon illuminating to people around them things coming out from the woodworks and secrets and shit like that about their subconscious mind and their patterning and how they think and operate. People are now starting to see. And it reminds me of that this the new world tarot deck that I've been using, the one that has planets on it and stuff. The King of Swords has a moon in the photo, the man with the he's standing on the river, and that moon is illuminating the darkness, right? So it's this that King of Swords energy can also be that psychological imbalance. So it's illuminating for a lot of people. I just thought about that card. What balance imbalances they bring to relationships. Karma is being served because justice is also karma. Justice being served, divine justice, court as well, legal things, finalities and endings to injustices or imbalances, or reflection or finding out where they are, pinpointing them and addressing them, focusing on creating more flow, but also feeling where the imbalance is manifesting. Like, okay, I can actually feel how this is impacting my finances, my health, my relationships, da 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 da. There's an acknowledgement of that too with this full moon. I feel more called to talk about the value of propriety, one of the cardinal values of my aunt. We'll talk about the rest of them on when we do our session on Patreon. But I think for the most part, this propriety is the biggest thing. Like living a life of value, not just monetarily, ethically though, but authentically ethically though, for all parties involved, not just karmics, us too, all everybody, all of us. It's all being illuminated. This is the collective subconscious of in relationships. And then Saturn too, you know, that energy, Saturn and Libra energy. Saturn favors Libra when it's in the upright because Saturn and Venus get along. They're complementary planets. That's why if you have Saturn and Libra, it's a good placement. But if you act out of imbalance, Saturn can be very harsh to you. So Saturn here is illuminating energies that have been in the upright in relationships. Saturn's also illuminating energies that have been in the reversed, Libra energy in the reverse, which is unnecessary litigation and arguments and stuff like that. Unequal give and take, injustices, unfairness, things like that. Going back on contracts and vows and promises, things like that. All of that is coming up. So also too, what does that mean? It means that there's karma being reaped in terms of how you've been showing up to relationships. If you know that you've been authentically good and things like that, you're going to get affirmations. No, you shut up right in this partnership. This is, you did the right thing. Da 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 da. If you've been imbalanced, it's going to come up for you like, no, this is where the imbalance is, rectify it. And without even having to say, well, that other person is a this or that other person is a that, just pointing it out. Okay, thank you. I acknowledge and letting that integrate in your heart center. Take it like bitter medicine. Breathe. If you have to let it integrate, use some oils on yourself. Take a bath if you need to unclog and move the energy around your supernatural tools and keep going. So something else that I'm seeing here is individuals. Yeah, definitely. It's this how you've been interacting and engaging with other folks. Some individuals are coming to realize, coming to the realization of, you know, unnecessary patterns in relationships too. Or something things are being this moon is making something very apparent, or there's events or situations that led up to the culmination and this moon is bringing it full circle and landing it in the subconscious minds of a lot of us. I'm a Libra moon too, so I've been really this moon really hit me. And releasing what no longer serves you in relationships on all sides, family, intimate work, all of that with self. Even with this whole moon situation, we'll talk more about this too on the Patreon. We'll talk, I think, well, let me say something right now. It's sobering, but it's important. And that process is how you get to the point of not giving a fuck about what anybody thinks or says about you, because you've acknowledged your own truths and where your shit does stink and the skid marks in your draws. When you focus on your problems, you won't have time to point out anybody else's, and you won't have time to get involved in anybody else's or create anything for self or others. Yeah. Tapping into the multiverse, the deeper meaning of relationships, tapping into that, the higher vibrational aspects of Venus energy. The funny thing is, Venus and the moon have a special relationship as well, even with this Libra energy, which adds an added layer to just everything that you're going to be feeling and integrating for the next few days, the next week at least. And that can last for however long, depending on the situations that, come up from your subconscious mind into your conscious mind and out into the reality. Now, Venus and the moon have a rotation pattern with each other. And the rotation pattern of Venus and the moon makes the pattern of a five-petaled star. Like it's like a five petals, like a pentagram. It makes the shape of a pentagram. I want you guys to just go look it up. Google NASA, or say Venus 5 point rotation. Venus, moon, 5 point rotation pattern. Yeah, look that up. Venus and the moon, 5 point rotation pattern, and look at the shape that's made, the geometric shape, that five star in the upright. And so this energy is also too, how are we covering the five star? Because that five star energy, the 5 pointed star, is what people call Yeshua. That his letters of his name collapse down into that five stars. So what are your points? What are your five elements? What's your fifth element? That's what this moon is also bringing into with the rotation with Venus as well. What's that fifth element? How are you tapping in or not tapping in, especially through relationships? Because relationships is the fastest catalyst to get to that fifth element. Like, that's why people that love to fuck, They're trying to get to that fifth element. And that's why you see sometimes they have a lot of damaged relationships because they just go from person to person playing games and doing what they wanted to do and controlling and shit like that. You are going to find an exit. This full moon tool is going to help those of you who need to find an exit find an exit. There will be a tranquility in your thoughts, and you will find a balanced way to do that. Now, for those of you who specifically have Libra energy in your chart, always, and for those of you, don't think I'm singling any signs out or any plain favorites, but of course, this is their sign, so I have to say something. This moon is, if you're in sun, eclipsing your sun sign. If it's in your moon, it's aligning with your moon sign, like maybe conjuncting, that would be one. If it's your first house, the moon is inside your first house, so whatever house you have Libra in, and then aspecting in whichever way with the other planets that you have in Libra. So, as a Libra, you are supposed to be the representation of balance, right? Just like maybe, like for instance, Pisces is supposed to be the representation of mysticism. Aries is the representation of conflict, war, domination, physicality. Scorpio will be the physical manifestation of the sexual power, energies, mystery, secrecy, occultism, right? Darkness, and and the comfortability with that. Because not every that's Scorpio being comfortable with those energies, right? So each sign personifies something. So that's what you personify. So if you are acting, bringing a balanced vibration, right, and that's your sign, you're going. That's what you're going to reap. So it would behoove you to enact in the upright, with justice and balance, or acting in the higher vibrational principles of Ma'at. If you are on Patreon, go on the book club. I posted the Menab, Comedic Psychology. There's the whole chapter there with Ma'at, the 42 laws. So you can go read into all of those. Of course, each of us has probably broken one, because one is like, I will not practice like gluttony. Like, okay, who hasn't indulged in like food porn on Instagram or something like that, right? So, or like eating a whole bunch. So, like things like that. Now, you go ahead and tap into that. Look, you are going to have those of you who've been in the upright. You'll be favor because you're in alignment. Things are happening according to how you're engaging with these energies. It's what it's not what we want it to be, it's what it is. With this moon is what they're saying, because Libra is also the devil's advocate. Complete fairness. So there's going to be complete fairness enacted. Complete fairness, and however that looks like. For some, complete fairness looks like them having some type of tower moment. And that has nothing to do with you. It's just what it is. That's the energy that's coming down. Um, Also in relationships, wherever there's lack of reciprocity, lack of equal give and take, that's going to be brought down to an end. There's going to be hard conversations had. There's harnessing of willpower and things like that, and understanding of patterns and how they're manifesting in relationships, and maybe secrets are coming out and dynamics are being exposed and real feelings and all that stuff. It's all coming out. It's all coming out. So that's what I'm picking up as well. So there's going to be some of that. So Let's do the I want if you guys want to also, I would suggest that you ponder bringing down the energy of justice for yourself, using this moon as a way to clear out, because remember, full moons are about releasing. So releasing anything that's creating any injustice, that needs to go. All of it has to go. Anything creating any injustice is going to be brought to an end. It's going to have to go. All right, y'all. So that's what I have for you for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. There's 111 likes as I said that. Yeah, right on time. Thank you so much for watching. You all have a great night, and enjoy this talk. Bye.